So the Three of Wands is here. This is finding your balance, releasing some things, looking towards your future, maybe changing your future a little bit to fit the changes and your needs that have changed over the last couple of months. And it does indicate to me that there is a waiting period before something will happen. So write it out, float a little bit, see if things are presented to you before you take a leap of faith. Make sure you have all the information, release some of the frustrations of the past, keep what is important, and wait out making a decision, a very large decision, just for a little bit. What crosses you is the Ten of Wands, and this feels like a very large burden. This could be physical responsibilities. This could be just emotional responsibilities, but it does look like you need to lighten your load a little bit, take some of that worry off of your shoulders, and maybe even some physical responsibilities that aren't yours to fix in the first place. And it doesn't surprise me that this comes up over the waiting it out. So there's some things that you need to take care of for just you before you make any big decisions either. And it feels like on the work, well, all of it, work, housing, and possibly relationship space too, because the Lovers are right here. So it does feel like before making any big decisions that have sweeping changes, write it out a little bit and see how Spirit presents to you. The Hierophant is upside down here. Usually this is a very spiritual card when you're looking at the big picture. It does look like it's upside down, so it may be that you're questioning God a little bit, or why is this happening? What is the meaning of this kind of thing? It's more like questioning God instead of looking at the big picture and realizing you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Spirit only gives us what we can handle. So see if you can reignite that faith in yourself and your faith in the journey. What is here in the past position is the Ace of Cups. Cups are emotions. This is kind of hand of God things. This is karma things. So it does look like you may be looking at how to balance your relationship a little bit better, or even being open to connecting on a heart level if you're not in a relationship. But it does look like there's a bit of juggle around your heart and around a relationship space. So it does feel like your connection with someone is exalted, and there's a bit of sorrow in changing how things go. But write it out and see what Spirit kind of hands you with this Ace of Cups. So it does feel like your connection is a true connection and a very lovely connection, but it does need a little tweaking, little changes. I'm feeling there's some distance here. There may be a physical distance between the two of you, or there may be a distance from you and your crush, or you may be physically taking some distance from them while you make a decision. So what is in the present time is the Two of Swords. Twos are always about balance. This does feel about the heart because the cross here is lighting up that you're really protecting your heart, kind of closing yourself off, could be isolating yourself from a situation. And it also can be not looking at something honestly and looking at the full breadth of it. But it does feel like you need to minimize some of that extracurricular mind stuff. It does look like a little bit of worry about things that may not necessarily be so worrisome. It does look like it is feeling bigger than it is to you. So the very next card is the Nine of Cups, which can be inheritance, getting your monies together. It does have a lot of cups, a lot of emotions. So you may be getting some emotional support for all these changes that you're looking at. But it does look like it has something to do with your abundance. It looks like you are opening your abundance a little bit more. This may be even a new job, something that you've always always wanted to do that brings you great joy. So that is in the future position. It also is a 9, so it does require a little bit of your effort and a little bit of balance on your part, Leo. So what is the basis of all this? Is the King of Swords. This can be a person. If it is a person, swords are air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This looks like a trusted person, someone of authority to you. This is someone that has your best interest. It does also feel like you need to be very clear with your communication. Swords can be communication, taking what is from the mind and putting it into physical form. So be very responsible when you are communicating. Only words of positive, even if it is something that is helpful, that you need to call somebody on something. So be sure it's with love and integrity when you do speak your truth. The 9 of Swords is here. And this is a little bit worrisome card. You're probably losing a little sleep. You may not be eating right. It does feel like some of the outside things that are bothering you are being kind of internalized. So it may be disrupting your sleep. It may be disrupting your mind. It is worries and fears that are kind of standing in the way of your everyday life. So you may not be sleeping really well. You may be sleeping too much as an escape, eating, not eating, things like this. But it's creature comforts are being being focused on as your worry is kind of taking over in that mental realm. So it is standing in the way of rejuvenative sleep and positive health. So if you hold this stuff inside more and more, Leo, it's just going to cause dis-ease in your body. So if you can speak your truth with love and kindness, get some clarity, it will probably alleviate a lot of the worries that are presently in your space. The King of Wands is here. He's an exalted creature. He is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This feels like taking the high road, but it does feel like an offer of some sort will come in. It feels like somebody that's in integrity, that's very action oriented, but it feels like either an invitation or an offer to contribute to something. It may be a new job, it may be a speaking engagement, but you're going to be honored for your knowledge and given an opportunity, a new opportunity. And this does feel like it's being brought to you by a King of Wands. The Lovers is right here at the top. This may be the main focus for the last month or two. I think the Lovers might have been in your reading last month as well. So it does look like you are revising your current relationship, whether you're revising it, improving it, releasing it, or opening your heart to accept love once again in your heart. But it does look like one of your main focuses is relationship based, and the Lovers, it's an intimate sexual partnership. So it does look like that is one of your main focuses this month. On one side of it is the 7 of Cups. So this is truly looking at things as they are, not as you wish them to be. We can only make decisions that are positive, that propel us into our greatness when we look at the truth. Even if the truth is ugly, it's time to look at it how it really is. It's kind of pull off the mask of fantasy. It also can mean redoing your bucket list a bit. All those things that you wanted to do and put out in the world when you were a teenager, you probably have met and mastered every single one of them. So it may be time to redo your bucket list. But for the most part, I'm really feeling it's time to look honestly at what the difficulties are in the Lover position. And from that position of awareness, you will be able to make the changes that you want. The Devil is here. It's upside down. So it does feel like there may be a worry of temptation of some kind. Either affair or flirtation or something, but it is upside down. So it does feel like it's just a fear. So you may be fearing that your partner's going to step out on you, or fearing that, They're not happy with your relationship, but this feels like a falsehood. With the devil being upside down, put your mind at rest. It does not feel as critical. As I said, does not feel as critical as your mind is taking it. So write it out a little bit. Let it be presented to you. Don't create a problem if there isn't one, Leo. I know that you like to see action and movement and resolution, but sometimes status quo and just floating is okay too. So that is your general reading for the month of September, Leo. I know there's some heart stuff you're working on, which is always a challenge. Just remember to rejuvenate your own strength and embrace your magic, and kind of write some of this stuff out, and it will become clear what to do in the future. So let me pull that card that was trying to come out. So you are a little confused on what to do. So just write it out instead of making a hasty decision that really will kind of upset the apple cart. Write it out a little bit and you will get clarity over what to do in this confusing time. There is abundance here. You can tap into your abundance. Now it's time to really focus on you and not so much about the worries of your relationship that, I don't want to say they're made up, but they're not as bad as you're projecting them to be. So it's really time to focus on yourself and your abundance, how to make your life better. Apply for that new job that you've always wanted. Check out how much apartments are in the city you've always wanted to live in. Right now is a very earthy time to plant those seeds. So plant those seeds of abundance, and that confusion will lift a little bit if you retain your focus back to you.